So for the longest time, we've been asking who are our gang stalkers. Uh, I want you to understand exactly who InfraGard is. www.infraguard.org. Right? When it comes down to these individuals here, these people are the ones who are gang stalking. They use everything from grandmothers, college kids, everything like that, because they're offering money left and right. Whenever they showed up here in town, and this was all because of the KBI, it was a simple sense of a double homicide that was done by using a target individual. I want you to understand exactly to what sense everything has been going on. When it comes down to the whole reality, me being labeled a schizophrenic, all right, labeled schizophrenic, but having this technology in me, these Liberal PD and the sheriffs were over here gang stalking. I want you to understand exactly what this means when it comes down to you target individuals. I want you to be clear on how what your lawsuit is going to be and how you're going to get your money. When it comes down to following, harassing, and stalking an individual who has schizophrenia, a schizophrenic has a 4 out of 5 tendency of committing murder, mass murder, or suicide. Now, when it comes down to your police department doing all this stuff, it's always going to be a sense of a second degree attempted murder. That's what it is. This is exactly what I allegate in the biggest sense. This is exactly what I'm like exposed when it comes down to my police department. This is exactly what they will be tried for and prosecuted. Let's just say. Now, when it comes down to the whole reality, right? Whenever InfraGard came here, in the simple sense, they started putting these owls all around. I've seen National Beef over here, everywhere around town for the simple sense of the secret societies. I want you to understand what happened to these secret societies. They went against the wrong one, and now I own the Freemasons and I own the Illuminati for the biggest sense. Now, me, I should have, my blood runs into the King of Spain, and it goes into the son, let's just say, of Abraham, right? Ishmael. They knew exactly who I was, down to the whole reality. Um, yeah, they knew what they were doing. They knew who they were going against. I am the Buddha of the Holy Death. They knew they weren't going to win, and they did it anyways. This is exactly why I own these organizations now. For the simple fact that I want you to understand, when it comes down to the 144,000, what they were trying to do with you is going to be always a sense of a destiny swap. But we'll go back to the gang stalking stuff. Yes, they use individuals in your community leaders, community members, judges, stuff like that. This is exactly how they tried me so many times. Now, when it comes down to the whole reality of my police department, they will be convicted. All right, I will. I say this every time, and they will be convicted. This is a promise the Holy Death has gave me, because the simple sense of their lives. Nobody wanted to fix what was going on, but they were using these corrupt police officers were using individuals around everything from my neighbors and stuff like that for the simple sense of creating paranoia. Now, when it comes down to all these people within government, I want you to understand everything will fall. InfraGard is going to be one of the biggest embezzlement of taxpayers' money, because these individuals are giving away vehicles, they're giving away money. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars of taxpayers' money has went into InfraGard, with the simple sense that they don't do nothing else but domestic terrorist acts. Now, what the whole reality is, like what they were doing with me, right? It was a whole sense since I was around in the world of drugs, right? I knew everybody with the simple sense, and they thought they could get away with doing what the hell they were doing because they wanted to explain to people, be like, he's under drugs, and no one would ever believe me. I haven't touched the stuff for fucking months. Let's just say, whenever my holy death told me to stop, he said, we have enough information. You already marked everyone how you're supposed to. Stop. Yeah, that was it, right? But now, they push target individuals into the whole sense of doing drugs because they don't want you to believe you. They don't want nobody to believe you, even down to the sense of what they do. These individuals who start looking all skinny in the face and that, they use their directed energy weapons to make them look in that sense. A lot of people will see, be like, how the hell? Be like, I would not do it, and I would do it once, and then my face looked all skinny the next day, and be like, but there was a whole mockery of what the CIA is doing. I want you to understand, the FBI is responsible for one of the biggest treasonous acts in this country's history, and that's because of the whole sense of InfraGard. Now, when it comes down to embezzlement of taxpayers' money, that's going to be one charge, down to the point of hiding the whole sense of the mass shootings. Now, the reality. I want you guys to understand in the biggest sense. Do not be afraid of speaking your story. It's like with me. I would not look like a normal person that was in that sense. I would go to work. I would do every single thing. I would manage my life in the biggest sense. And I would be kind of embarrassed even saying it, because it was none of their business anyways. But now it's like, for the longest time, my target individuals have been losing their life for the simple sense of keeping them under influence and then mocking them and pushing them towards suicide. I'll even tell you one more story before this time was up. I had a buddy not too long ago, right? He was in the same program. They would do the same thing about the vehicle, same shit like that. Uh, his name was Sergio. Everybody knows him as Coyote. These individuals in this program pushed him to commit suicide. This was barely a couple months ago. This is the one thing I will not just stop. I will convict every agent. I will convict my police department, the sheriff department in the biggest sense. I know in my heart I'm going to give money, big money. Me personally, what I want to do is drop $10 million in the whole sense of investigating every single thing. In the most horrible way, let's just say. I want these people prosecuted. I want every single sense of it recorded. I want everything that happens to these people said through Minus X3.